Enemy taking C.
Hello YouTube, this is World War Black Ops Pro, and today I'm going to talk about the BanSledgehammer. So the BanSledgehammer is this new policy that Sledgehammer put into effect, last month, and it affected me last night, where, as you guys know, I did get banned for 24 hours, presumably for reverse boosting, even though I have not done reverse boosting for nearly 3 weeks now, which means that I'm not really sure how they found out. Maybe they saw my YouTube video, because that is getting quite a bit of attention, and you know, maybe it attracted, maybe got big enough to where Michael Condrey and Glenn Scoville could actually would actually pay attention. So maybe that's why I got banned. I'm not really sure. I mean, all I could really do is speculate. But I'm gonna get kind of into the mechanics, and then I'm gonna get into something surprising that personally it surprised me. But first of all, let me get into the mechanics. So for reverse boosting, we all know, yeah, there's a possibility of you getting banned. Now, the first offense, when they catch you the first time, they'll give you a 24-hour ban, which is basically what I got hit with last night. You know, it was a little bit annoying. It wasn't too big of a deal. Yeah, but it's moving on. So for your second offense, you get a week ban, which is longer. Again, it's not the end of the world, but it is a week. Somewhat is a long time, especially if you don't feel like playing any other games during that period. And then for the third offense, you have a permanent ban from Advanced Warfare multiplayer, and also Advanced Warfare, like just the online services in general. Like, not for Xbox. Like, I mean, you're not console banned, but you can't even play like Exo Survival, even if you were caught reverse boosting in multiplayer, which doesn't really make sense, but that's the way they're doing it. But now, the more interesting part is, did you guys know that people like Trickshotters can actually get banned under this reverse boosting system? Now, I'm reading some tweets off right here from this Trickshotter who was tweeting at Michael Condrey about trickshotting and reverse boosting in the BanSledgehammer thing. So let me get into this. So now I quote, "How will Trickshotters be affected by these bans coming for reverse boosting, since I myself go for suicide shots a lot?" So if you guys don't know what a suicide shot is, that's basically when you're playing Search and Destroy, there's only one enemy left, so you and your teammates go to the side of the map and jump off of it in hopes of getting a 360 no-scope or a 360 YY no-scope, something like that. And that's what a trick shot is. It's clearly not reverse boosting, but let's go on and see what Michael Condrey has to say about that. And he's like, probably not well, to be honest. So honestly, he's really implying that Trickshotters could be banned there, but this Trickshotter goes on to further question Michael Condrey. Quote, "If that happens, I doubt I or many others will continue to play AW or buy map packs. Not trying to sound aggressive, but..." And then Michael Condrey goes on to tweet like, "Sorry to hear that, but if you get hit with a the BanSledgehammer, as a matter of fact, you'll get banned for the first time. You'll get banned for 24 hours. Second time you'll get banned for a week, and the third time you'll get permanently banned." He didn't really say like, "Oh, trickshotting won't get you banned," or "This won't get you banned." And there's a problem with this loose definition of reverse boosting, even for us non-trick shotters. Like, I mean, there probably are a few of you on this channel who trick shot and snipe. That's cool. But I mean, if you guys watch my gameplays, you know I don't really trick shot or snipe, and oftentimes I don't like quick scoping. But this can actually affect us all, even like people who use ray guns, because apparently it looks like if you kill yourself for any reason in Call of Duty, you're going to you face the risk of getting banned. So where do we draw the line with this? Like, for example, if I threw a frag grenade and at an enemy and it bounced off a wall, came back at me and killed me, could that be considered reverse boosting? Apparently, under this policy, yes, it could, and I could get hit with a ban. And what it draws a question like, what happens? What if I have a care package and I call it right in front of me and I accidentally step into it? Can that result in a ban? What about accidentally falling off the map when you're trying to double jump over someone and you forget that that you're not over the map anymore, and then you fall off like the cliff on Horizon or something like that? That can result in a ban. So, really, apparently Michael Condrey just, I don't know, this kind of just proves the incompetence of Sledgehammer games as a whole. because he's not, again, he's not addressing the problem here. And I'm not talking about skill-based matchmaking right now, because although skill-based matchmaking is the principal problem in this game in terms of matchmaking and in game mechanics, I'm talking about just the way he's handling the situation of trickshotting. Because trickshotting, anyone in their right mind would agree that trickshotting is not the same as reverse boosting. Like blowing yourself up 280 times with an NA-45 sniper rifle or a Maz is clearly reverse boosting, but trying to get a trick shot for a sniping montage is not. And I don't know what Michael Condrey cares about Trickshotters, or I'm not even sure what is going through his mind or anything, but he obviously doesn't like care really about like I don't think he cares about this game too much, because he's just lumping reverse boosters and all these other groups into one category, and that kind of proves that he is incompetent as a developer. He doesn't see how we can work around the system. And the Trickshotter did go on to say about hey, isn't there a way where you can where you can distinguish between trickshotting and reverse boosting? Because blowing yourself up with a launcher is not the same thing as trickshotting, as we all know. And Michael Condrey gave some like BS remark about like, oh, if you get hit with the BanSledgehammer, you'll get a 24-hour ban, a week ban, and a permanent ban. And yeah, he doesn't really address the problem because he knows he can't win. And I don't think he really cares that this system is flawed under its current state, because you know reverse boosting is it does negatively affect the gaming experience, but it's not game breaking, but they're taking it a step too far with the whole banning thing. And you know, guys, I said in my previous commentaries how I don't think this game's gonna last until summer. Now I changed my remark there because after hearing this little piece of news, I don't think this game's gonna last until spring break, which is roughly late March, April, early April. So, because Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield and all the other people at Sledgehammer are literally driving this game to the ground. I'm not sure, they probably can't do anything to save it at this point. I think that all the trust that the fan base has had in them has eroded by now. It's completely gone. There's nothing they can really do at this point. Even by putting exo zombies in, they're not going to save this game. They really won't. In fact, they weren't even planning on putting exo zombies into the final version of the game, because if they were, they would have put it in since day one, the launch. But they didn't. They obviously only had exo survival as a co-op and no zombies. But the only reason they added this is because they realized that their sales figures are hurting. No one's buying this game. Hardly anybody's playing this game either, because a lot of people who bought the game have returned it and have just put AW out of their minds because they don't care about it. It's honestly a terrible game, but I'm still playing it just because it's new. But speaking of no one playing AW, that's another problem that Michael Condrey doesn't realize, is that very few people are playing your game. And what happens when you start banning the few people who are playing your game? Then guess what? No one's playing your game. You start banning just members of the community just because they're just playing how they want to play. They're not cheating, they're not exploiting, they're not doing anything. So when you start banning them, like, who's left playing Call of Duty? And no one. That's honestly why I think Call of Duty is going to crash, or not Call of Duty as a series, but I mean Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is going to crash and burn. And at the end of the day, Sledgehammer's only going to have themselves to blame. They can't blame the fan base for reverse boosting, because obviously skill-based matchmaking is broken and isn't belong in Call of Duty. They can't blame people for trick-shotting or doing anything like that, because that's a legit style of play. I made sure that the quickscoping does need to be tweaked a little bit. I mean, at least made even harder, but like Black Ops 1. But you know, although I'm not a trick shotter, I definitely understand the arguments they make. And here it's just completely ridiculous what Michael Condrey is doing. And you know, at least he responded though. A lot of times he doesn't respond, or he responds with a really sarcastic remark. Like, for example, like some guy on Twitter tweeted at him like this. So Spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die. 3 years, great job. So in a very sarcastic in tone. So Michael Condrey, with his usual sarcastic remark, he responded to this guy saying, "What do you want me to do? Give you a back shield?" Like, obviously being very sarcastic, rude, and disrespectful to the customer. Obviously, I mean, at the end of the day, we are paying customers, and Sledgehammer should realize that, because if we essentially pay Sledgehammer, we essentially make up their salaries, so they should really, at least, if nothing else, use that as a motivation to actually support the community, listen to the community, and just serve the community just better. Just after looking at these tweets, I feel that Sledgehammer is just an incompetent developer as a whole. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the commentary. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. This has been World of War, and see you guys later.